for the whole story. But perhaps the most terrifying discovery of all came from something Webb wasn't even looking for. While tracking a faint light echo from the edge of the observable universe, the telescope detected something that shouldn't exist. A mirror, not a physical object, but a reflection. Light that had traveled across billions of light years, only to bounce back, as if it had hit a wall, as if the universe itself had an edge, not the edge of expansion, not the cosmic horizon, but a literal boundary, a surface. And whatever that surface is made of, it reflects light, which means it's real, tangible, and completely outside the realm of known physics. Scientists scrambled to explain it. Some suggested it could be a closed universe, a cosmos that curves back on itself like the surface of a sphere, but the math didn't work. Others proposed it might be a flaw in the data, an artifact of the telescope's instruments, but independent verification ruled that out. The reflection was real, and if the universe has an edge, if there's something beyond that edge capable of bouncing light back, then what lies on the other side? Another universe? A different dimension? Or something we don't have words for yet? The James Webb Space Telescope was built to answer questions, to confirm theories, to give us a clearer picture of the cosmos. But instead, it has shattered the picture we already had. Every image it captures, every spectrum it analyzes, every data point it transmits back to Earth adds another crack to the foundation of physics. And those cracks are spreading. Because when one assumption fails, the entire structure wobbles. And right now, the structure is collapsing. Cosmologists are in crisis, not the kind you see in headlines, but the quiet, existential kind. The kind where equations stop working, where models break down, where decades of research suddenly feel like sandcastles built on a shore that was never solid. Some are calling for a complete overhaul of cosmology, a new framework, new laws, new physics. Others are holding on, trying to salvage what they can, tweaking parameters, adjusting constants, hoping the old models can still be saved. But deep down, most of them know. The old story is over, and the new story, it hasn't been written yet. Because what Webb has revealed isn't just a challenge to one theory or another. It's a challenge to the very idea that we can understand the universe at all. For centuries, science has been built on the belief that the cosmos is knowable, that with enough time, enough data, enough intelligence, we can decode the rules. But what if there are no rules? Or worse, what if the rules keep changing? What if the universe isn't a machine following a script, but something alive, something conscious, something that doesn't want to be understood? That's the question no one wants to ask. But it's the question Webb is forcing us to confront. Because the more we look, the less sense it makes. The more we learn, the less we know. And at a certain point, you have to wonder, are we uncovering the truth? Or are we just peeling back layers of illusion, only to find more illusion beneath? Maybe the universe we think we live in is just a projection, a shadow cast by something far more fundamental, something we can't see, can't touch, can't measure. But that influences everything, shapes everything. And when we look out into the void with our most powerful instruments, we're not seeing reality. We're seeing the reflection of reality, a distorted echo of something deeper, something older, something that existed before the Big Bang and will exist long after the last star dies. Or maybe the truth is even stranger. Maybe there is no universe, not in the way we imagine it. Maybe what we call space and time are just constructs, frameworks our minds impose on raw existence to make it comprehensible. And when we push those frameworks to their limits, when we look as far as Webb allows us to look, the framework breaks, and we glimpse, for just a moment, the chaos underneath, the void beyond the void, the nothingness that isn't nothing. So now we're left with a choice. We can keep building models, keep refining theories, keep pretending that the cracks aren't spreading, or we can admit the truth. that the James Webb Space Telescope didn't just shatter physics, it shattered the illusion that we ever had control, that we ever understood, that we were ever anything more than children staring up at a sky too vast, too ancient, too alien to ever truly comprehend. And maybe that's the real discovery. Not what's out there, but what's in here. The realization that for all our intelligence, all our technology, all our ambition, we're still standing at the edge of an infinite mystery, still asking questions we don't have the language to answer, still reaching for truths that slip through our fingers like smoke. The universe isn't broken. Physics isn't broken. We are. Our understanding is. And maybe it always has been. Maybe every generation looks up at the stars and thinks they've figured it out, only for the next generation to look deeper and realize how wrong they were. And the cycle continues. Forever, an endless quest for knowledge that can never be completed. Because the more we learn, the more we realize how little we know. So what do you think? Has the James Webb Telescope proven that everything we thought we knew was wrong? Or is this just the beginning of a new chapter in our understanding? Let us know in the comments. And if this video made you question reality, if it made your mind spin with the weight of cosmic uncertainty, then subscribe. Because the universe isn't done revealing its secrets, and neither are we. Turn on notifications. Share this with someone who still thinks science has all the answers. Because out there, in the infinite dark, something is waiting, and it's not what we expected.